You're still not. Your voice is still not out. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Gurudev.
All right.
Hare
All right.
Krishna, please accept our humble obeisances. We are cordially inviting Srila Gurudev and assembled devotees to our seeing through the eyes of scriptures, Gyan Cakshu. We are very grateful to all of you here. So let's commence this session by seeking Srila Gurudev's permission. May we start, Gurudev?
Yes, you are free to start.
Thank you so much, Gurudev. So, our very first question for today's session is: once in a lecture, it was mentioned that if we are in the mode of passion, then
Mm.
the bhoga that we are offering, the cooking we are doing, and the prasadam that we have made would be in the mode of passion. So, how can we understand or how can we advance in such a situation?
Advancement will be difficult. In such a situation, advancement will be difficult because if we are acting on a lower mood, like ignorance and passion, advancement will be very, very slow. Advancement becomes very easier. It's become easier or easier in the mode of goodness. That is why in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Goswami mentioned that Lord Krishna came for those who are in the mode of goodness. It is not a discrimination, but it is natural. Why? Because in a mode of goodness, mm, we will do things in a controlled way. The mind is controlled, the senses are focused. Whatever we offer in goodness, we already know we do something wonderful. Everybody benefits. And the result is all very wonderful, very sweet. So advancement is difficult when we are functioning within the model passion. I was listening to a lecture His Holiness Bhakti Dhira was speaking, and he quoted Sri Prabhupada saying that when he those days when he went to Bangkok, he said people here will not be Krishna interested in Krishna consciousness. So he just made a statement. Here, people will not be interested in Krishna consciousness. But we know that the Krishna consciousness is meant for everyone, no matter how degraded we are. Krishna consciousness is meant for everyone. So why is the Prabhupada saying they will not be Krishna conscious? And he mentioned also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling through Jarikana, he saw that the people were godless like Africans. So how is that? If our teachings, our philosophy is that anyone can take to Krishna consciousness, so how do we understand by this statement by Sri Prabhupada? So Guruji was explaining that when a person is too addicted to materialistic way of life, or to sense education, or a person is having a poor consciousness, not just poverty, but the poor consciousness. Such people will be so much preoccupied with the desire to get money. So in that struggle to get money, that struggle to gratify the senses, we will never have chance to think of our self-interest, which is Krishna consciousness. No interest. There's no time. And many people say like this, there's no time. I don't have time. Why we don't have time? Because we have given our time to sense gratification. Therefore, we don't have time for the honor of time, which is Krishna. So how will we make advancement in such a consciousness? Advancement will be very difficult. You're cooking in the mode of passion. So it is passionate food. Anyone who is a food will be agitated with whatever you're thinking in mind. It is a lusty feelings, it's a anger, it is envy, or desire to be famous, number one, to be known. So all these things will enter inside the food. That is passion. Anyone who eats the food, you also have the same nature. That's what they're going to get. So it is difficult to make advancement. Like a person who is thinking that my happiness is in drinking alcohol. The person who have anything preoccupying the mind, and then the alcohol, which the mind has accepted that this is the means for you to get happy. The means for us to get happiness. We'll be pursuing that and forgetting other things. The person will thinking that my fame, I'll be very happy if I'm very famous. So such people will be attracted or addicted to that pursuit. And they will have no time for Krishna consciousness. Therefore, the chance has been given to us to raise our standard to goodness. And the goodness, there is there is a chance for advancing in Krishna consciousness faster than the chance for person in mode of passion and ignorance. Hmm. We know that the person who has gotten a visa, he has gotten a ticket, and a person who has not gotten the ticket and not gotten any visa, both of them are sitting in the same house. Although both of them are sitting in the same house, the difference is that the person who has a ticket, who has a visa, and he's going to leave for airport on time, he's going to travel. Meanwhile, the person who doesn't have this facility is not going to travel. He's going to be in the house. So although both of them will be in the house, the difference is there that this person can easily leave and he will travel because he has the facility for travel. Similarly, a person in the mode of goodness, although he is not yet perfect, but his or her situation is better than a person in the mode of passion and ignorance. So we should try to raise our standard to goodness. And Prabhupada has given us the system for doing that. If you look very carefully in this movement, you see that everything is designed in the mode of goodness. We have been promoted to the mode of goodness. You wake up early in the morning. What is that? What is goodness? You are chanting Hare Krishna mantra. What is that? What is goodness? You're in the temple. What is that? That's goodness. You're going to take prasadam, which is sanctified food. That is goodness. Right? They are going to listen to Bhagavatam. That is goodness. Everything is designed. Hmm? Everything is designed for goodness, because that is the foundation that will help us to make advancement that will show significantly in our lives and the source of a stimulation or encouragement for us to continue with Krishna consciousness. Right?
Yes, Kyuda, thank you so much for answering this question. Our next question is how the soul travels from one body to another.
Hmm. The soul travels from one body to another body through the agency of the subtle body. The subtle body, no, we have this physical body. Me upon another you come on the Ahankara. So this body is made of material elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. These are five. They are gross. And beyond these five gross one is mind, intelligence, and falsehood. Bina Proketili Astada. These are the eight material elements that constitute this body. So the five gross body is what we physically see. The three other elements which are subtle, mind, intelligence, and falsehood, they're subtle. So the soul uses that subtle body for migrating from one body to another body. The same way with one planet on our planet, universe to universe. He told us subtle body. Until the soul attains complete perfection, of going back to body, then that physical, that is subtle body, which is also material, will be dropped when we regain our original spiritual body. All right.
Yes, Gurudev. Thank you so much for answering this question. Moving on to our next question. Our question is, what is the difference between the Mayavadi and the Shunyavadi?
Mayavadi. Maya. Everything is Maya. Everything is Maya. That's why I call it Mayavadi. Everything is Maya. This body is Maya. My body is Maya. Same education, Maya. Our sense is Maya. The body is Maya. That is Maya Vadis. Everything is Maya. That's Maya Vadis. Sonia Vadi. Sonia Vadi. The Sunya. Sunya means what? They want to make everything zero. Want to make existence zero. And when you attain perfection, you're zero. You become non-entity. Now you don't have the body, so you become zero. You become zero, which is very dangerous. So both of them, they're very dangerous. They're very dangerous. They are all dangerous people because it doesn't make sense for someone. It is not intelligent for anyone to say that you, at the stage of perfection you are nobody. How? I'm somebody now, and when I'm conditioned, so I'm somebody. They want to attain perfection, nobody, no form, nothing, zero. I think ignorance is the due to frustration. So the Mayavadis and the um, philosophers who are propounding that we are zero, even though you may see them worshiping the deities, we should not be confused, but thinking that oh yeah, they're worshiping deities. They are worshiping the deities is not the same understanding like the worshiping of deity of the personalist. Yeah, understanding is that yes, this deity form is the means. Is the means that he used this as a means to attain perfection. When you attain Brahman, then the deity worship is finished. You don't need it again. It's finished. Very dangerous. Actually, they are killers. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like them. Sonia Badi, Maya Badi. So both of them are due to frustration. Hmm? All right.
Yes, Gurudev. Thank you so much for explaining this wonderfully. Our next question is, Bhishma Dev is said to be a first class devotee. So,
Hmm.
how come Bhishma Dev did not stop Duryodhan and others in the Asatya Sabha?
We should understand. Yeah, it's a good question. We should understand what is behind this battlefield of Protector. What is behind it is Lord Krishna himself. Is Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in one of the purports that Krishna put the Bhishma Dev on the opposite side. Everyone, the whole world knows that Bhishma Dev loved the Pandavas. And the proof is that you see that he was protecting them from the beginning till the last moment he lived in the body. The last moment. He was still training Yudhishthira. But the last thing he was doing, training Yudhishthira to take on the throne and rule the whole world, the whole universe. So his position is exalted. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the purport that Bhishma Dev's position is superior to that of Vyasa, even though he shot arrows on the body of Krishna. But that arrows that Bhishma Dev shot on Krishna's body is not is more better than your lotus flowers you shower Krishna, because Krishna enjoys it more than why Krishna enjoys that more? Because of the love this Madev has for Krishna. It's more saturated. Like we just finished this afternoon. Uh, this afternoon, Sudha Goswami was describing that the ladies in Hastinapura, glorifying Lord Krishna, their glorification, their talk of Krishna was more powerful than the recitation of the Vedas personified. So I was asking the student, how is that? These ladies are illiterate. The Veda Krishnas are very, very close to the Krishna, and they perfectly chant the mantra with the correct meter and everything complete. How is it? How is it? How is it that um, they are more? They are better than the Vedas personified. So our chariots they mentioned that because their prayers, their talks of Krishna was fully saturated with pure love for Krishna. Therefore, it is superior. They are superior to Vedas personified. In the same way, Bhismadev, fighting Krishna and fighting to Krishna was fully saturated with love. So much so that even the arrows he shot on Krishna's body was enjoyed even more than the lotus flowers you shower on Krishna. So the difference is just the love we have for Krishna. Then Bhismadev is fighting fighting and the people whom he loved the most. It is Krishna who made it happen like this. That that Bhismadev, as powerful as he is, if he is opposite Krishna, he will not win. This is one lesson. This is external reason. That we will not win even if we are very, very powerful. If you are opposite Krishna, we will not win. Look at Lord Shiva. Powerful, not the Jiva. But when he supported his devotees against Krishna, he didn't win the battle. Nobody can face Krishna and remain and they remain. You'll be defeated. You'll be defeated. So that's the one lesson we learn from this movie. And another thing to learn is that Krishna knows his devotees. Bhismadev is a warrior, and Krishna has 12 rasas. All 12 rasas are present in Krishna. One of them is chivalry. Chivalry. Krishna likes to fight. Will the demon give Krishna the fight he likes? Do they have the strength to satisfy Krishna in fighting? Hmm? How many minutes it took Kamsa to fight with Krishna? In just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Krishna killed him. He doesn't take Krishna time. So Krishna didn't enjoy it. But Krishna fought with Jamavan for 28 days. So which one is better? This Jamavan or, or Kamsa? This Jamavan satisfied on Krishna in fighting. Kamsa didn't satisfy Krishna in fighting because he's a lazy man. He doesn't have strength to fight with Krishna. He is not a devotee. Similarly, Bhismadev has the strength to satisfy Krishna with fighting. So Krishna put him on the other side so he can give him the fight. And he enjoys that. He enjoyed that. He enjoyed it. So we should not look externally and see what is happening. We should see internally and see what is happening. So Krishna had many reasons why he did this. One, he made this arrangement that this war should be fought. This afternoon we are explaining. Krishna, Yudhishthira Maharaj was telling Krishna, see, Duryodhana is already ruling very nicely. Why we have to fight again? The citizens are happy. They're happy. He's ruling. There's no trouble. Why we have to go into trouble, into fighting this war and bring anxiety? So this afternoon, I'm telling the devotees, see, yes, Jordan is ruling. The ruling is going on. Is that is just ruling that is the issue? No. He is ruling, but how many people under his governance are becoming devotees? Many. Nobody, because you're not a devotee. How will you make someone devotee? So is that the management? Yeah? And he's ruling. It's okay, he's ruling. How many people are happy? They may pretend to be there because if you don't have alternative, what will you do? If you don't have alternative, what will you do? He's the only person there. They don't have alternative. What will they do? If they don't like it, what will they do? They have to hang on there. But Srila Goswami mentioned, let me just read it. Let me just read it. Where I was explaining. Hmm? Um, want to go? Before they started making their prayers, uh, they were talking. They were talking. The ladies were talking about Yudhishthira. It is there I was making a, a difference. They, they spoke about Yudhishthira Maharaj. They said, what is it? I was just there. I just want to. So we can understand what was happening. It is not just a ruling that is the issue. Okay. Cakshu dance. Yudhishthira Maharaj, I'm sorry, I'm coming. Cakshu dancing. Oh, I just went through it recently. Only disappeared. They gave the reason for education. What was that? They give a education. They give the reason. Hmm. When Yudhishthira Maharaj took the management, so, sorry, I went to position for because I will not see it. This is a Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 1, chapter 10. And we are looking at text 6. Nadayo yadaya klesha daiva bhutatma petava ajarta satru abhavan jantunam ragi parichit. Because of the kings having no enemy, Duryodhana have enemies. The living beings were not at any time disturbed by mental agonies, which Duryodhana doesn't have. They were free from diseases and there was no excessive heat and no cold. This is Krishna. Therefore, Krishna put him in a position so he can create auspiciousness, so he can make people happy. And he can make people free from false mental anxiety. Now look at the whole world. We're full of mental disease, mental agony. Hmm? Because of what? Our leaders are not like the Eastern Mahat. They don't have this quality. And why they don't have the quality? Because the leaders are coming from the country. So if the country is not pious, the leader is not going to be pious. So all the leaders they aggregate the consciousness of the citizens. Therefore, Yudhishthira Maharaj is mm, a person who has no enemy. And because we were constantly thinking about the word of everyone, everything was suspicious. Everything. All right.
Yes, Gurudev, thank you so much for explaining this very beautifully. Our next question is, when a seva is given, some try not to share with others because they want to do it exclusively and try not to show others that they have done the seva. Is this the right attitude for seva or is it an offense?
It is not an offense if we don't want to advertise our service. It's not an offense. If a service is given and we want to do it to the best of our ability and not to show it, that is okay, it's perfect. The service should not be we should not be doing service just to make a show of our ability of our expertise or our importance. This service is a means to get us purified. So it's to be done from the heart as an offering to Guru Krishna. Get purified. So it is not an offense if we don't advertise the service. In fact, it should not be advertised. But the other thing is, if we that's the positive thing. The negative thing is if we don't want to we don't want to let other people learn from our experience in doing something. That is not good. That is not good. We should share our knowledge with others. Sri Tita Mahaprabhu was teaching this when he was performing the passing of washing the Guru. Those who are more advanced, those who are more experienced, should help those who are less experienced so that we can develop also, we can wake up also, we can learn more, and also rise to that platform. So devotees are magnanimous because we want to share what we have with everyone. At the same time, we are not making a show. So that is one offense. It's not an offense. Hare Krishna. Next question.
So next question is, many times we don't realize that our devotion service is not progressing. So what should we do so that we regularly remind ourselves to check our progress?
Yes. every new year, I used to have this discussion with devotees. Like in a material world, in a secular world, every year, it, every company will make a stock taking. A stock taking is very, very important because it helps the company to see the progress they have made and at the same time plan to make it better the next year. So every year the company does this. So we're sharing with devotees that it is very, very important for us as devotees to make a stock taking. We should check where we came from, we should check where we are. I also look at where we want to go. This will help us to to be attentive in what we're doing. Because if we constantly remain in one place, we are not going to be happy ourselves. If we don't make advancement, we're not going to be happy. It is compulsory for us to make advancement. Because if you don't make advancement, you will not be happy. And when you are not happy, we are going to distribute that to everybody. We'll distribute our frustrations, our happiness, unhappiness. We'll distribute our anxiety to everybody. If you are making advancement, we are going to distribute that happiness to others. We are going to encourage others to make advancement also. So it is necessary for us to make advancement. And we cannot make advancement if we don't check the quality of what we are doing. We check and see how much our narratives are going, how much tolerance we, we are handling, how much envy, loss, greed, anger, illusion, madness. We should check and see the quality. How is it going? It is very important for us to do that because if we just continue to do something without checking, we, we, are, we are not transcendental. Even if you think so, we are not transcendental. Neither it is possible to think that, no, 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 everything depends on Krishna. Yes, everything depends on Krishna, but Krishna wants to see the quality of our offerings. And to check the quality, we cannot check the quality if we are not checking about what we are offering. And that is analysis. We have to check ourselves. Hmm? Self analysis is important. It's necessary for us to look at it. Yeah.
So we have, yes, yes. So we have one live question in which the Prabhuji is saying, how does sin destroy the sinner, but offense destroy both the offender and his generator?
Hmm. See is like uh, like so. For example, I steal your cell phone. I'm not going to do that. No. I'm just saying. You steal your cell phone. Say you are going to be dissolved for doing it. So that is sin. One is a thief, or one is breaking the relative principle. This is sin. Having illicit sex without the implication of licensing. This is sin. These are sins. It is we will handle it alone because we commit the sins. But offenses is something we make ourselves. We blaspheme a pure devotee or a devotee. That is offense. Criticizing blasphemy, ridiculing devotees, or trying to impede the progress in Christian, or say blackmailing the devotee. It's an offense. We're not happy seeing a devotee. We are angry with the devotee unnecessarily. They are offenses. And because of that, the gravity of offenses, not only we will suffer that, our family members are going to suffer. Like, like one is blaspheming a pure devotee. Generations of family members will share that karma. So it's like a thunderbolt and a dust. Dust can easily be cleaned with hand, but the thunderbolt you cannot remove it with your hand. It's more destructive and dangerous. Like a mad elephant. Example is given if an elephant enter into our garden, it's very dangerous. It's going to destroy everything. So if offense enter into our life, we will destroy. Or at best, it will eclipse our progress in Christian. That's the word Lord Maharaj used. Our back will be eclipsed. So it's more serious. But Christian was discussing this with family members in Dwarka. One should not take Brahmana's property. If we take a Brahmana's property, we steal, we are going to pay heavily for it. And he said generations of our family members will participate in it. So that is the difference. They are not the same. They are not the same level. There is a huge difference between the two. It is very principle. It's something you can have if you pray, beg for forgiveness, you can rectify yourself. But you make offense, it will go a very long way to be rectified. Yes. So advancing devotees are very, very careful not to make offense. So we can make progress. If you make offense, you cannot make progress. Our advancing will be checked. Okay? That
Yes,
makes
Guru.
sense?
Yes, Gurudev. Thank you so much. So here we close for today's session of Gyan Chakshu. We thank each and every devotee for going along with us today and eagerly taking part. We will soon return with another question answer session. Please do send us your question either in Facebook or YouTube channel. You can also email your question on the ID mentioned in the description. If by any chance your question is unheard, we make sure that your question is answered in the next session. And we thank Gurudev so much for enthusiastically answering all our questions and being with us once again. Thank you, Gurudev, so much, and thank you, assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhakti Shama Sundari. Thank
Thank,
you.
thank you so much, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.